Why are we called Negroes? Why are we deaf, dumb, and blind? Why is everybody making progress, yet we seem to be lagging so far behind? Why are we mistreated? Why are we in this condition? Stripped of our name, our language, our culture, our God, and our religion. Here in America, all of our religious training has been gotten by the preacher. He has told us of a heaven way up in the sky that we can't enjoy now, but rather after we die. But all of the years that we're
All right.
We are back.
Sister Michelle, you're on mute.
Oh, okay, there we go. Okay, there we go. Well, listen, welcome in. It's just I'll just lay this out. If we have some like technical difficulties, let's just roll with us, right? Because it's one of them Thursdays and that kind of thing.
Sister Michelle,
Shenanigans, but we're gonna welcome everybody in though.
Sister Michelle, I'm gonna say this: if you see any mistakes, it was intentional for the haters.
Oh, let's talk about the
Get
haters.
you to talk. Every knock is a boost. Go ahead, Sister Michelle. That was just a thought.
All right. Well, welcome in. Good evening. Assalamu alaikum to our Muslim family. Just everybody come on in. It's been a long week, y'all. Y'all all needed to, kind of just relax, relate, release, get some of that energy off from the week because we got a good show this evening. And if you don't know any of our potential guests, you can also just kind of peruse around on our Facebook page and you can see the latest guests for this evening. And then after the show, not during or before, after the show, you can go and take a little peruse down our little Facebook page or on YouTube and find some of our great shows that we've already broadcast within the last couple of weeks, months, and actually years now.
Years, Sister Michelle, years.
Can you believe it? Either way, listen, this is your Sister Michelle, and I am your moderator, and I'm always trying to advise you when Brother Lyle's not here, go get your peoples, right? Go get your
people. That's right.
Somebody who you think is going to benefit or even just enjoy the conversation because that's what we do. And we're just trying to bring you some kind of, good news or information or just something to make you feel good. There you go.
Me and you, your mama and your cousins too.
That's right.
There it is. So, either way, we just want to thank you for supporting us. Anything that you've already done as far as just maybe sharing or telling others about us, we appreciate you. And just want to thank you for coming in and just listening to all the things that we have to say. So I'm not going to belabor the message. I just want to let everybody know that I appreciate you all. We thank you. And of course, we look forward to our guests coming on and really start to talk about their beautiful talent. Right. So I won't say much more than that. And I'll give it to Sister Kalila.
Praises be to Allah.
There you go.
Praises be to Allah in the most holy name of Allah, always bearing witness that there's no God but Allah and Muhammad is his messenger. I would like to greet my brothers and sisters in the greeting words of peace in the Arabic language of Assalamu alaikum. Hip hop, hip it to the hip hop. I mean, I ain't gonna start. I'm just excited because listen. You know, it's so funny. I'm gonna tell my age. Normally I don't, but I'm blessed with my age.
Oh my gosh.
Listen, I'm gonna tell my age because I was like, hip hop made its 50th year this year.
Did it really?
So 50 years. So I was like, okay, it's about to, right? So I'm 47. So that means that I was almost the same age as hip hop.
Oh,
I mean, think about that.
Is that why you got sold?
That's why I got sold.
And really?
I am so excited about this show because this is an era that I grew into, right? Mm-hmm. So as I'm growing into this era, I have engulfed and embraced this era since A1 day one, right? I got my hip hop shirt on, as y'all can see. I'm ready. Look, I'm ready for all the you know, look, the freestyles and everything. We might get some freestyles today. We might get some, you know, some lyrics. We might get some bars today. So I'm just excited about this show. And the thing is, the beautiful thing about hip hop is it's not just a culture, it's a way of life. People have created their life surrounding this thing called hip hop. But we're going to go into the depth of what this hip hop and what hip hop lyricists think about what hip hop is and where we're going at in the future. We want to hear from them and we wanted to embrace this beautiful thing we call hip hop that they're trying to take from us, by the way. But we're not gonna have it. All right. But I'm gonna pass it to our 7th region coalition hip hop what can I call you, Brother Tony?
I don't know.
Our historian. It's our you are a hip hop historian, and it's the 7th region coalition, I think. That's the name I'm gonna give you.
Who we had last week. He's the hip hop historian.
Well, you're gonna be Brother Tony, you the hip hop historian for the 7th Region Coalition. I'm gonna pass the baton.
Is that a baton passing already?
That is definitely a baton passing to you.
Pass on that baton if you like to do that. Let's begin properly. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, the one God, to whom holy praises are forever due, the Lord of the worlds, who came in the person of Master Fard Muhammad. I am forever thankful to Almighty God for his coming.
That's right.
And for his raising from among us the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. I thank them both for the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. Assalamu alaikum. Peace be unto you. Buenas noches. Sak pase. Greetings in every language that you may speak. Greetings. Welcome to Thursday Night Talks, headed up by the 7th Region Coalition to Help Save Lives. The 7th Region Coalition to Help Save Lives was assembled by our Student Minister Patrick Muhammad here in Miami, Florida. He assembled us soon after the criterion message of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. And we were warned about a dangerous inoculation, which he wanted us to warn our people about. That's why we were assembled, and that's why we started up these broadcasts. There's so much trouble, there's so much dangers, so many dangers that are in the world today. So after coming out of the pandemic, we are still warning our people.
That's right.
Of the many things that are taking place out there, and we still have the aim to save lives, and we're doing it now through the 9 ministries introduced to us by the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. So here we want to go into the ministry that we're focusing on here tonight, and that is the Ministry of Arts and Culture. And so I will read what the Ministry of Arts and Culture is chiefly about. The Ministry of Arts and Culture is the promotion of aesthetic, artistic, and cultural expressions in a way that facilitates mental, emotional, and moral upliftment of the members of the society. It includes visual and performing arts, including but not limited to music, film, dance, drama, literature, poetry, visual arts, and sports. It includes promotion of theater companies, audio video recordings, presentations, competitions, and compilations, and an annual festival of arts. It extends to a wholesome sports culture for athletic competition and achievement. This ministry are I think Sister Kalila, we did it again. We have an addition there that doesn't belong, but that is, I just basically read the ministry there. I'm like reading from my notes here that would
No.
not the ones that were on the screen. But Sister Kalila, in short, I mean, tonight's program is we're doing a part 2 on the roots of hip hop culture and where we should take it from here. And Sister Kalila, we have various different perspectives on what hip hop is. I would say hip hop is older than the moon, the sun, moon, and stars.
There you go.
But what we experienced in 1972 in the South Bronx through the active work of Kool Herc, and I would say also his sister Cindy, who organized a back to school party. We found the assembling of the different forces, the assembling of forces in such a way that we could liken into the triple darkness, triple stage darkness that Almighty God himself was extracting from and giving himself form. He was extracting from without and from within. And so with the condition of our people being the horrific conditions that they were in, what was what historians call the city of rubble at that time, because there was so much destruction and devastation in that community, out was birthed a culture. The culture was already present, but here it was more like the assembling of forces. Tonight, we're going to be assembling the forces to discuss this very invaluable culture that has been used to both transform lives, but now through the medium called rapping and through music, it's also been used as a destructive tool by our enemy. It does not belong to them. We just have to take ownership of our divine and true culture and utilize this tool to help uplift our people. And so tonight we're going to be getting into that discussion, Sister Kalila.
Praises be to Allah. And we're going to go with the bio, Sister Michelle.
Okay, it's going to be a little tough. I can't see, so.
Sister Michelle,
by the way, you all see, Sister Michelle does not have her glasses.
No. I got this.
Sister Michelle, Brother Tony is going to take it.
I got it. We're not going to put you through that. All right.
Be all day.
We have 3 guests here tonight. The first I'm going to read is our beloved sister Mecca Muhammad, better known as Heck of a Mecca. Is a 29-year-old singer, rapper, and songwriter from what is known as the rubber capital of the world, Akron, Ohio. Mecca has been doing music her whole life, but being a recording artist was never in her plans until the end of her 12th grade year. In 2020, she dropped her debut album, Young God, at Savior's Day in Detroit, Michigan. Aside from singing and rapping, she also plays an array of instruments, from the clarinet to the trombone, and is also a composer. Mecca is a devoted wife and a mother of 2 small boys, ages 2 and 5, and a baby girl, 5 months. She is preparing to shock the world with her upcoming album,
I believe
Black
it.
Box.
I believe it.
Releasing soon.
I believe it. I believe it.
I believe it too.
There we go.
Our next panelist, which I'll be we're introducing all of them really. This is their introduction. Brother Brother Hashim Hakim Muhammad.
My brother.
Hashim Hakim is the Muslim brother that freestyled with Jay-Z, as he puts it in his bio, and DMX in the Hard Knock Life tour documentary Backstage. I vividly remember that one. Brother Hashim Hakim is an artist that has secured some of the big names in the industry like Aaliyah, Vivica Fox, Snoop Dogg, Jay-Z, Method Man, and more. He is one of the most consistent artists in the Nation of Islam, producing a new album every year. I bear witness to that. He is the father of Golden Child and Tahir Hakim. Tahir Hakim is a Rock Nation prospect. He is dedicated to resurrecting the minds of Black men and women in America and the world via the Final Call newspaper and his music. And so our brother is like a master salesman of the Final Call.
Yes, he is.
He's such a great salesman of the Final Call that he really does not sell the Final Call itself. He sells the idea of a new reality every time that he's on that block. That's why he's
That's right.
And so we thank our brother for the active work that he puts in. And the third panelist is Brother Sean Muhammad, also known as Gat Turner. Sean Muhammad is the founder of Resurrection. That's spelled REZURRECTION. That's very hip-hop-ish. A creative community-based organization that is a mediation vehicle for atonement and conflict resolution. Resurrection Incorporated provides a safe environment for healing, reconciliation, and resources. Brother Sean has been a respected and active member of the Nation of Islam under the leadership of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan for nearly 25 years. He is a student in the ministry and a conflict mediator under the banner of the 10,000 Fearless. He has worked in the field of intimate partner violence and family violence for 24 years. He is considered an expert in the field of domestic violence, conflict resolution, and cultural competency with Black populations. One thing about our brothers and sisters in Milwaukee, there's a lot of believers there that are involved in community intervention, and our brother is one of them. And I absolutely love the believers there. I love the believers everywhere, but their work in Milwaukee, it's a lot of work that they do in the community on that level. Brother Sean, aka Gat Turner, is also a nationally recognized hip hop and spoken word artist. As an artist and activist, he speaks and performs in universities, prisons, churches, mosques, elementary, middle, high schools, rallies, community events, and concerts locally and throughout the country. Brother Gat has been able to incorporate the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad into his artistry and is maybe best known for spreading the mission through spoken word and song. That's our beloved brother, and we look forward to dialoguing with him as well as the rest of the panelists.
All right, so let's bring them up.
Let's bring them up.
Praises be to Allah. I am so excited.
Yeah.
Listen, so excited to see all of you here at the 7th Region Coalition Thursday Night Talks. We're going to get into it.
The four of you.
We got the four. Baby.
Babies included.
By the way, will be heard.
Praises be to Allah. You know, it's so funny that, like I say, you know, hip hop, we all of us live through hip hop. It was the skin that we were in, but you all took it a step further. You have made it your life, right? And I just want to just get to identify. Let's just kind of surface drive this and then take it to the root. Let's just define the meaning of what hip hop is. We're gonna start with you, Sister Mecca.
Just to let y'all know, I'm in mommy mode right now, so all three of my children is in the
Right.
back, so you might hear screaming, you might hear,
Right here, mommy,
yeah.
Hey, ain't nothing more hip hop than that.
Right.
Praise be to Allah.
Look at him.
Look right there.
Excuse me. What is hip hop? I mean, I would honestly say that hip hop is really just, Sister said it's life. It's the overall life. I mean, it encompasses everything, honestly. Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Praises be to Allah. Brother Hashim, define hip hop.
She said it. She said it in her eloquent way. It's life. It's a way of life. It is a. I want to be careful because I don't want the Islam Ummah to come at me, but I could say it's Islam if I wanted to.
It
but
is.
I agree.
It is. It is definitely the total existence, and I like what Brother Tony said offline. It can go back as far as the sun, moon, and stars. So I'm gonna have to bite that, Brother Tony, in my hip hop way. It could go back as far as the sun, moon, and stars.
You can
If I-
borrow it, but if you trademark it,
Gotta give him some credit.
it is. That's the dope way to put it, and it can be proven in no limited time that it is definitely life and all that comes with life, from the problems to the solutions, from the joy to the pain, from the style of clothes that you like, everything that encompasses life is hip hop.
You, Brother Sean?
Assalamu alaikum, family.
Walaikum salam.
Yeah, I agree with everything that was said, and I would add that,
Turn it down.
when I think of hip hop, I think of hip, which is being in the know. Back in the days, they used to say I'm hip, and hop is an upward motion. You know what I mean? Meaning to elevate, and like Brother Hashim said, it's really Allah perfecting his culture, the culture, the natural outgrowth of those of us who are the so-called Negroes in the hills of North America. He's perfecting. You know what I'm saying? It's a constant outgrowth of us that our enemy uses to co-opt us. I don't look at hip hop like it's just rap music. I look at hip hop like it's our art, it's our dance, it's our song. It's the way we conduct business. See Hashim, what he's doing with the path. What I do with the 10,000 Fearless. All of that is hip hop. What you all are doing with the 7th Region Coalition. That's a hip hop standpoint. If somebody else is doing it, it might be dry, and stale, and boring. But with y'all doing it, you know what I mean? You got some flavor to it.
Praises be to Allah for the flavor of the year. Praises be to Allah.
So it's our culture. I always say that, Islam is my nature, but hip hop is my religion. You feel me? I live this. I do this, but I do it how the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan showed us how to do it. So the way we dance is different. The way we rap is different. Our art is a little different. But the way that H2, Mecca, myself, the way we do it, it's going to last forever. That other stuff that we do out here is going to pass away. So praise be to Allah. That's my two.
I have a question. Praise be to Allah, for all three of you. Just going back to the first moment when you heard something on the radio that sparked,
Mm.
that said, you know what? Ooh, I like that. Ooh, let me try that. Each one of you, either one can go, but tell me when did it start for you? When did that spark start for you? And how did it resonate in you? And what impact did it make on you to kind of move you where you are today and wanting to do this for a lifetime?
Well, with me, I would say when I heard of Planet Rock, Soul Sonic Force,
Child.
and that was coming to birth, and I mean, of course, it was already existed, but when it reached me in Milwaukee, it was Planet Rock,
Mm.
and I was intrigued with it, and I would say maybe the first album that I slept with that really resonated with me and probably unlocked something in me was BDP.
Mm.
So KRS-One is, I mean, I just love KRS-One. To me, he's kind of like the tree of hip hop. When I think of hip hop, I think of him. But and really, the voice to the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan over a hip hop. To me, it just kind of unlocked something in me. So hearing the minister's voice over music, with Big Daddy and Public Enemy, hearing how KRS-One, how he put his words together over music, and hearing Soul Sonic Force and seeing the brothers and sisters dancing to that, that all, if you mix all of that together, that kind of gave birth to me.
Mm. When you said all of those, it was just, I'm telling you, it was just doing something in my soul. I wanted to pop and lock or something.
Yes,
I was like popping. I was like, oh Lord, I remember. Oh, Brother Hashim.
I'm sorry. Let me introduce myself real quick. I'm the one that knows no one came before me, and ain't nobody gonna be like me again. Listen, I'm the realest, rapping like this Christmas. I'm gifted with it. We ain't gotta pretend. Put you on my hip. I won't leave a witness. I'm strictly business. We ain't gotta be friends. Understand? Think twice when you come for the fam. Yo, we taking shots when we come with this pen loaded with the word in straight for your head. Ain't no questions about it. You knowing the man. Ain't no maybe probably you're bullying the man. Finna level up. I'm just trying to expand. Yeah, I'm still 100, worth 100 mil, worth 100 grand. Trying to cop a lamb, bro. I ride through with the lamb, though. Yo, I come up. Let me stop.
Hey, I told y'all what I told you. I told you we'll get some.
Introduce
off the dome. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm just too excited. Okay, I'm sorry.
It's all right. It's all right.
Okay, let me go. So, that's a real good question. And as I said when I came on in the first part, it's hip hop as old as the sun, moon, and stars.
Come on.
And I was doing it before I knew I was doing it. And what I mean by that is, I know we all remember nursery rhymes, but I was fascinated with nursery rhymes. I ain't gonna lie. Just the fact that it was rhyming and I don't know if the teacher or my mom, I don't know if they knew what they was doing, but they was moving when they was rhyming.
Right.
And so Jack be nimble, Jack be quick. Jack jump over the candlestick. I remember that, but I ain't know what I was saying when I said, well, rubber dub, 3 men in the tub. I ain't understand. I get it now.
It's a little weird.
Oh man, they was programming us back then. But when B Street and Breaking came out,
come on.
You talk about somebody, now everybody probably got their favorite show or something that they know the lines to, movies that they know the lines to. It's B Street and Breaking for me. And like Sister Kalila was talking about pop locking, I was too stiff. I couldn't do it. I was mad. I was so angry. So all I could do was, it's something I still do to this day, but I can't do it. I was fascinated with the helicopter. I was fascinated with the head spins and the man, I was fascinated with all of it. But when I seen rapping in the movies, I said, hold on, that's pressurized, but urban. I said, hold on. And I think I'm gonna be honest, and I don't mind telling my age because the oldest MC looked so good to this day as the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan.
Come on.
At 90 years old, I don't think no MC, when I say MC, I'm talking about the letter M and C, master of ceremonies.
Come on.
Mike, like Minister Louis Farrakhan. But it was 82 when I started doing it. And I don't think I was a teenager. I think it was 12 or 11. And people was fascinated because they would connect the dots. Oh, that's you doing what Pony Boy did. You doing what they did in Beach Street and Breaking. And yeah, I'm rapping. And I didn't know what rapping was. Yes, I'm rapping. The first rapper in my city. Yes. And I was doing that thing. And so when you talk about a song that resonates for me back then, it started out with a question. Have you ever went over your friend's house to eat and the food just ain't no good? I mean, the macaroni soggy, the peas are mushy, and the chicken tastes like wood. That song right there, good God Almighty. Good God Almighty. That song right there did it for me. Curtis Blow did it for me.
Yes.
And so I'd like to say in the 70s, even though I wasn't quite a teenager yet, I was right up along in that era. And that right there, hip hop, you can teach any subject in college with hip hop.
That's right.
And so you asked the question. I don't know if you asked that question. I'm gonna wait till we get to that question about one rap song, but I got something to say about that. But it's that song right there. What's the song called, Brother Tony? I was just singing. Rapper's Delight. Rapper's Delight. Rapper's
Delight. I remember.
And so, brother, Gat, you talked about that artist that does it for you. KRS-One, and man, please, the bridge is over. The bridge is over. I'm with
you. You're talking about like a song that had a question. One that really got my attention was "Why Is That" by Boogie Down Production. Why is that? And I was like, I played that song over and over and over again. Like, whatever he's learning, I want to learn that. And I want to get down like that.
That's my man. But that one that does it for me, that's at the top of my list, is Rakim. And so that's my one, Rakim. At the top of my list is Rakim.
All right, Sister Becca. What's your one? You look, you the baby. You the baby in the group. You know, we talk about stuff like, ooh, Lord, I remember when. But you look, you have grown to love this, right? And look at me like, yeah.
Brother Hashim, talking about Sugar Hill Gang and Rapper's Delight. Now I believe we can take a hunch that she is the baby of the bunch.
Right. Hey!
And I ain't got no idea what you're talking about.
I'd like to know what we're talking about. Please, Sister Mecca.
Y'all about to find out. She got an old soul now. She got an old soul now.
I honestly, oh no. Hold on, Kaya. Uh-oh. Honestly, hip hop was never something I seen myself doing. Like I said in my bio, I was planning on going to school and being either doing Broadway or like getting into opera or being a recording artist, but like for symphony. So like playing like soundtracks. That was what I had planned to do with my life. Hip hop was never something like, I don't really even listen to rap, in all honesty. And so how this even was bestowed upon me, that's how I know it's Allah, you know what I'm saying? Which makes hip hop goes back to Allah, you know what I'm saying? I mean, but I guess I was always being groomed for it because I was around it. My mom, she's a big hip hop head. And so unbeknownst to me, she plays a huge role in the type of music, the type of beats, and the way that I rap because of me always being around her and the type of music that she listened to. But actually, like, who was it like, yo, ooh, like, I love this. I didn't have that type of experience. Now, there was this group of girls at school when I was in the 9th grade, and they were rappers and singers, and we were in band together, and they had started rapping, and I was like, oh, they make that seem easy. Like, you know what? I'm gonna go rap. And it was the worst thing I had ever wrote in my life. Oh my God. It was horrible. I mean, so I guess I could say them, but it wasn't like it wasn't like, yo, this is so dope. It was just like, that seems easy. Let me try. And then from then I just kind of wrote small stuff. It was more so like poetry. But I don't have that like real hip hop background. Like, it really just like came to me.
Wow.
So I
Listen,
can't.
listen. When it came because, like you said, it's divine. Yeah, it's divine because when you say it wasn't, this is something that it's one of those things that I remember. A basketball player was like, I really wasn't into basketball until my mom taught me how to play. I think it was LeBron. LeBron mom taught him how to play.
Oh.
And he was like, I really wasn't into this. And my mom was like, we gonna play together. And I don't know if it was LeBron or was somebody else, but they started playing at a very late age and then they mastered the game.
Wow.
So sometimes it might not be what you want, but it might be what Allah wants for you. And look at you now. You are a success. So praises be to Allah for that. So that's a wonderful thing. It was so funny. I was thinking about my first poster that I was able to put on my wall because I was a Muslim. I grew up in a Muslim home. My mom ain't play that. So, I grew up with, a white man's heaven is a black man hell, so my mom had, the record player playing. And so I was like, we were able, my older sister was able to get, records and everything. So she ended up getting LL Cool J. Lord, and that was my first picture that I could put on my wall. And my mama said, what you got that naked man on your wall for? I said, Mama, that man ain't naked. That's LL Cool J because LL Cool J used to always have his shirt off all the time. But my mom used to always call him the naked man that rap. So I was like, praises be to Allah. So he was able to be on my wall. But I enjoy just the concept of different artistry, how they rap, and then each rapper, you can tell where they came from in regards to how they performed. Like, you had your down south rappers, your West Coast rappers, your East Coast rappers. You could tell, oh, okay, yeah, he got that flavor from this place. Now, because we want to dig in the root, right? But we want to actually bring it back to the surface. Right now we're talking about where are we taking this at? Okay, because right now we already know that someone mentioned that hip hop is dying. And I don't understand they were saying the reason behind it. This is what their concept was, and I'm not the person who said it's not even relevant because they were totally off. But they indicated that hip hop is dying because now it's a paper chase, and that's what everyone is talking about: money and how much money and how many followers they can get in regards to hip hop and using their platform to get money and likes. What do you see now in the future rappers, and what can you tell the future rappers in order for them to maintain their focus and be able to sustain this paradigm shift, because we're shifting now to something that can stand can stand the test of time? What can you tell these these local rappers or whatever rappers like right now today and what they're doing and how they can fix their stuff, how they can change. We're gonna start with you, Brother Hashim.
I would say it like this. I was out with the Final Call newspaper today, and I went to hydrate, and a pastor always every week comes by to buy the paper. A pastor of a church has his own congregation, and he always gives $20 for the paper. And he says, I listen to your minister and I teach what your minister teaches in my church. And a young man walked in sagging with his shirt off. It looked crazy, but I watched them walk up to the counter. They didn't say no shirt, no service. They ain't say nothing, so I ain't say nothing. So I told the pastor, I bet you I can make him pull his pants up without saying nothing. He said, I'd like to see this. So I just did my little telekinesis thing. I was doing this. And the man looked back at me and pulled him up slightly. And he looked at me. He said, I bet you I can make him pull his pants. Matter of fact, I'm going to show you how. This pastor talking to me. I'm going to show you how to do it. Just pour into him. Talk to him, but pour into him. Talk to him. Acknowledge him. He was with his girl and his son. I said, what's up, bro? What's up, little soldier? And as soon as he started talking to me, he started pulling his pants all the way to your son. So I would say the same thing has to be done with hip hop. It's not and I told the pastor, you know, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad teachers do not condemn a dirty glass, just set a clean one next to it. And he said to me, that's where I got it from.
Hey!
So that's what I have to say about hip hop. You know, offline, we were talking about we're taking it back as a natural resource. Hip hop is like a natural resource.
Come on.
It is like oil. It is like gold. And if we study social engineering, there's a group of individuals who sit up in smoke-filled rooms, as we are taught, and they think about how to maintain producing and how to furnish and service consumers. So they take anything that's going to make money. When I say we're talking about the gatekeepers that Ice Cube is referring to in the music industry. In fact, at Savior's Day, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan says that every door of opportunity, the Jewish people, have a gatekeeper there. Every door of opportunity. And so when I say Jew, we're not talking about the bad Jew.
Right.
Those are brothers and sisters, the good ones.
Facts.
We're talking about those who have co-opted the natural resources and use it for filthy lucre and use it for demeaning and really dehumanizing purposes. Everything they put their hands on, they take it down. From a business standpoint, they have taken hip hop down.
Right.
As a business. But they can't do it without the natural resource, which is us. They can't do it without us. So you have artists like Lil Durk saying, I'm tired of doing rap like that. Now I got a song called All My Life, and you see him at masjids, and he's promoting that he's a Muslim. You have rapper Little Nas X now, had me frowned up, but that song had everybody dancing to it. But he said, I don't want to be with men anymore. I want women now.
Right, right.
What if we would just hate on all them young brothers?
Right.
But you got examples now in the industry. And don't think people in the industry is not paying attention to Jay Electronica. Don't think they was paying attention to me when I was with Jay-Z and DMX. With my suit and bow tie on. Not condemning them. Not talking about them. I'm talking about we have the same spirit, came from the same lifestyle. It's just that ain't doing nothing for me no more.
Right.
You have artists like Sister Heck of a Mecca that got all age groups listening to her.
Right.
So she's saying that she wasn't there, but she was there because her spirit was there because it's from Allah.
Right.
And so what I have to say is to that industry, I ain't worried about a thing because Sister Heck of a Mecca coming.
Come on.
Team coming. Golden Child coming. Neelam is coming. I ain't worried about a thing because just like anything of gravity, what go up? Well, what go up must come down. And their world is coming down. Excuse me for a minute. Their world is coming down. Go to the next person.
But Hashim, if I could comment a little bit of what you just said right now, beloved. But what you just said, it just shows and proves that the enemy really cannot destroy the original man.
Come
They
on.
cannot destroy hip hop. Because I remember, Brother Sean, you mentioned about, and I dressed up in my b-boy gear in the early 80s. And so b-boying, b-girling, breakdancing, which is a commercial term, it was commercialized to the point where it was completely ridiculous. We saw breakdancing everywhere. And to the point where it was completely burned out, but not destroyed. It just went into hiding for some time. It was resurrected in the 90s and the 2000s. There's still b-boys out there and b-girls out there. It's highly underground. When we're dealing with real MCing, DJing, all those elements are still there. But the fulfillment of what true hip hop is, I remember KRS-One himself has said in some of his lectures that we probably won't realize what hip hop fully is until maybe 70 years from now. When people are more focused on living the culture rather than just focusing on one aspect of things like rapping or anything of that nature. And how our open enemy shows us, oh, this is the way you're supposed to do it. No, that's not the way we're supposed to do it. That's the way that you want us to do it for
That's right.
purpose. They have a particular motive, and that's to destroy us. But they will never be successful in doing that. And so with that, Brother Sean or Sister Mecca, if you could continue the comments.
Yeah, I would say, I would tell the young artists that's out here now, what the God told us, that accept your own and be yourself. When you accept your own and be yourself, then, you can't really be co-opted. So the enemy, it was a time the enemy didn't know what hip hop was.
Right.
Didn't know what we were doing.
Right.
That's why we were able to be conscious initially, because he didn't know what it was.
Right.
Once he started to figure out what it was, he used money to co-opt our artistry. Right. And in truth, since I've been walking with the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, I had no desire to be in the industry. I never, since I've been walking with the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, I never rapped for vanity. I never seen. I only rap to see, because this was just a gift that I had. I woke up one day and I could do it. So I used this gift for the man that woke me up. That's the only reason why I do it. I'm not doing it to get women. I'm not doing it to be seen of men. Right. I do it to, you all ever seen a defibrillator? I do it to shock people into their self-accusing spirit coming alive. So I never wanted to be in the industry. Not since I heard the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And as long as we trying to attach ourselves to one of their record labels, you're going to be co-opted. As great as Electronica is, we don't get a chance to see him like how we should see him, because they didn't bury him, But as long as we stay independent, like the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is, when Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan wants to give a lecture, he gives a lecture. When he wants to go to Africa, he goes to Africa. When he wants to go to Europe, he goes to Europe. When Brother Gat want to put out an album, I put out an album. I don't need permission. And I don't need even money to do it. All I need is the desire and the will to do it. And I say, be, and it is. So as long as we remain independent, nobody could ever co-opt Heck of a Mecca into twerking. They can never Gat Turner into rapping about smoking weed and using drugs and being misogynist, because I'm independent like the man that I follow. So, I never cared about being in the industry. As long as we want to attach ourselves to those people and do it the way they want us to do it, we'll never be successful.
Come on,
But
teach
as
me.
long as we are independent, when you see a
Right.
brother like Ben X, he's independent. When you see
Right.
a brother like Islam, he's independent. They not rapping, but that's hip hop.
That's hip hop.
Facts.
That's hip hop.
Freedom, justice, and equality.
That's right.
Absolutely. So, you know, I mean, they didn't just co-opt our culture, they co-opted the church with a faith-based initiative, you know. So it was pastors who had a black liberation theology. They were listening to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad until the enemy said, hey, I got a faith-based initiative for you. And then once they gave them that money, they co-opted them the same way they co-opted rappers. You know, so as long as we accept ourselves and be our own, accept ourselves, as long as we remain independent and walk with the man of God, just the knowledge of ourselves helps us to extract our gifts and decipher our gifts. And your gift coming out of you is not just rapping, you know. I have other gifts that I didn't know that I had until I used them in service for Allah. They stay dormant, but the way that I do it is hip hop.
Right.
I go out and do conflict resolution. I do it in the hip hop way. You see, like the shirt that I'm wearing, the sister, shout out to Sister Athena in Milwaukee. This is hip hop. Right? This piece of jewelry right here, my wife made it. It's hip hop. She got the whole rocking it. Everything that we do, as long as we are being ourselves, the natural expression of it will be what we are, you know. So as long as, you know, the young folks, they keep God first, they be themselves, don't try to attach yourself to the industry, because you will not be able to go into the industry and stay the same. People better than me and Hashim and Hecam of Emeka have been co-opted and changed. Everybody who out there twerking and using drugs, they didn't start off like that. They didn't want to do that. But once them people got a hold to them, they corrupted them. And they'll do it to the best of us. The only one that they haven't been able to do it to is the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan.
Come on.
Praise be to Allah.
Praise be to Allah. Sister Mecca?
I think the brothers broke it down perfectly. I don't think I need to say anything else. Praise be to Allah. But what I would say is, as Brother Gat was saying, attaching yourself to the industry. Huh? Go ahead. Attaching yourself to the industry. This industry is going down, and so if you want to go down, then be my guest. But Allah is eternal, and so if you want to have some type of legacy, then that's the only way you should be able to do it. And somebody had mentioned something about we're perfecting something. And it made me, this is what I was doing, because it popped up in my mind, the Quranic verse. Hold on, let me find it real quick. They wish to extinguish the light of Allah with their mouths, but Allah is to perfect his light, even though the disbelievers dislike it. And so we are perfecting Allah's creation through the hip hop. We are perfecting it because we are giving the knowledge and the wisdom given to us by the man of God himself, who was taught by the man of God himself, who was taught by Allah himself. So we are perfecting Allah's creation. And Dr. Wesley said, that the rappers of today are the gods of today. And so we have the minds of the youth. We have the minds of the youth in our hands. Right. And so we're either going to create life or we're going to cause death. And so you are responsible for what you do. I would tell this to them. You're responsible for what you do. So you are going to be held responsible for causing the death of your people. If you The blood of the people are on your hands, and if you would just do it correctly, you're working out your salvation by using the gift that Allah gave you for His will, for His glory. You are saving yourself because we should be using your own gift to share a testimony that would raise the consciousness of the people.
Praise be to Allah.
Praise be to Allah.
I wanna. Before I was rudely interrupted by my light technician here. I wanted to close my point about hip hop being a natural resource and how social engineers find out what is attracting the baby boomers, what is attracting the youth, what do these people like, and it's going to come to us. What do the consumers like? What are they talking about? They find out what's trending, and then they they co-opt it and then make it lucrative for them,
Right.
not for the originator or not the creators of whatever is trending. It can go all the way back to pre-slavery, slavery. We create all these things, they get the credit for it. So now what's going to happen, I want to speak prophetically now. Whenever you start hearing a rapper come out or an actor and they start bringing out their dirty laundry and they start airing them out, this person does not want to be a part of the club. Or this person does not want to be a part of it anymore. They want out, and they'll make them sound crazy. And you'll say Martin Lawrence ran out of a place with no clothes on. He was in a place. You will hear stuff like Mike Tyson saying they forced me to take the jab. You'll hear people like Dave Chappelle say, I'm not wearing that dress, and I'm going to Africa. I'm going to Africa.
Right.
So what's prophetically going to happen? Our people, the masses of the people, are going to be magnetized by the light that's in artists like Sister Heck of Mecca, Gat Turner, and then Sister Heck of Mecca, Golden Child, artists that are prevailing today will be offered record deals because they want what are the people buying? Oh, they're great. How is this sister got all these views? Who is this person that got all these views? Let's offer her a deal, Neelam. Let's offer her a deal, 19 Keys. Let's see if we can get. We don't care about what they believe in. I want to know why people are listening to them. Can we visit Islam? Can we get them to change his tune? They did it with the minister. They did it with the messenger. Can we get them to change what they're talking about and offer them money to tone down what they're saying so we can control? If they thought they can get the minister to change his tune and what he's talking about.
Right.
They tried different avenues.
They did get our little brother, Imam Warf Dean, may Allah be pleased with him. But they're gonna try it with conscious artists. So if they're not gonna be able to get us, watch what they start to introduce. Because you remember in the beginning, it was consciousness. In the beginning, hip hop woke people up and brought them. The content was Islam. The content was 5%. The content now is getting back to that. And watch how they gonna try to introduce their so-called conscious artists. Watch how they try to introduce consciousness back into it. It went from consciousness, gangster, to where it is today. Now it's going back to consciousness.
Right.
You watch how they try to capitalize on that. Oh, so they starting to follow Rizza Islam. Let's see if we can offer them something. They starting to follow Heck of Mecca. Let's see if we can offer her something. They're going to try it. Watch what happens. But I just wanted to say that. Yes.
On that note, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said something very profound, which I'm going to partly quote it here, but I would like for all of you to respond to it and bear witness, how you bear witness to this. He said that one rap song is worth 100. Another time he said 1,000 of his lectures. Can you reflect on this quote and its meaning and how you bear witness to it?
I'll go last.
Well, from my vantage point, when I look at that quote, it's humbling because MC or even a movie, a film producer, but an MC like H. Deuce, you know, he could take the minister's lecture.
Go
That's
ahead.
2 hours long.
Go ahead.
And put it over a beat in 3 minutes and some seconds.
Mm.
And he captured the essence of what the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan was talking about. And even in the essence of what he put in the song, sent the listener looking for the origin of what he
Mm.
You feel me?
Mhm.
So H2 might have 100,000 views, the listeners on that particular song, but the minister on that particular lecture might only have 10,000
Mm.
because maybe the person's attention span is not to the point where they could initially seek knowledge and listen to it for 2, 3, and you know the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan might give you 4, 5.
Go.
Here
You
you
know what I
go.
mean? And those of us who are believers and who are special, we can't get enough of it. But
Right.
some people might just even see that it's a 3-hour lecture and they defeated, they won't even try to listen.
Right.
But they won't do that with H. Deuce, though. They're not going to do that with Heck of a Mecca, you know, especially if somebody then recommended them to them and they light is rising. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
So I understood what he meant by that. You know, our people will sit down and watch something that's entertained and listen to something that tickles their ears. And if you are able to capture the essence of the knowledge or the essence of a lecture that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan has given us, you put the word of God, the word of the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, which contain light, life, and power. Whether it's in 3 minutes or 3 hours, you still getting light, life, and power, which is able to jumpstart your self-accusing spirit, which jumpstarts the process of mental and spiritual resurrection. So if you can do that in 3 minutes, where it takes the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan 3 hours to do it, he's recognizing the value that you have, not only to the world, but to him in going after all of his people. So I feel what he was saying on that. And not that I, you know, even saw myself like that, but I see myself as a way to assist him in what he's doing. Because if I could jumpstart somebody's self-accusing spirit and send them to the man who is connected to the source of power, and I done did my job.
There you go.
So that's how I view, that's my perspective on what he said.
Beautiful.
To a lot.
You know, the beautiful thing, you know, Brother Sean, is, you know, when the minister identified the power that hip hop holds, and he has so many friends, hip hop artists, that he has actually had, you know, conversations with.
Yes.
You know, again, back to awakening that self-accusing spirit and guiding them to the right spirit and the right way.
Yeah.
You know, where you have, you know, your which he was already conscious, but you know, brother, our dear brother, Kendrick Lamar, but Busta Rhymes and Rick Ross.
Yes, ma'am.
Come on now.
Come on.
Yes,
Come on now.
Come on now.
Yes, ma'am.
How many people wanted just to look at that, not only the collab, but what the actual Master Farad?
Come on, right.
I got to listen to that.
Like, who is Master Farad? Some people say, well, who is that?
Right.
I bet you got a million Googles.
Right. There you go. There you go.
Right.
I wasn't even, it wasn't even during the time of social media, but when Public Enemy would mention some of our great leaders' names and their music, I would go and look them up in encyclopedia.
Same,
right.
Yeah.
All of us.
And the minister is so attractive to the hip hoppers because he is hip hop.
That's right.
Like if
That's
you,
right.
Brother Dimitri, our great brother out of Memphis, he
Yes,
wrote
sir.
a blog one time. I believe it's called "Did the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan Give Birth to Hip Hop?" You all have a chance, go to that brother's blog and look for that.
Yes,
Did
sir.
the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan give birth to hip hop? And he makes such a compelling argument that the minister is really the tree of hip hop. Think about all of the teaching that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan did in New York. When the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad was physically among us. How many schools he opened? How many mosques he opened? How many children with Muslim names in that city? How many restaurants was open? Think about all of the people that he touched. And that's what he's doing now. So when Rick Ross do a rhyme, a little Islam in it. Busta Rhymes do a rhyme, is Islam in it. Lil Durk do a rhyme, is Islam in it. That's not by accident. The minister doesn't have to be the brother that does the song. He just want to plant the seed in you to put the word out there, because that's how he's going to get all of his people.
That's
And
right.
the way that the enemy teaches us to do Islam is he puts vanity out there. It's all about vanity.
Yes, sir.
That's right.
But not the children of Farrakhan.
Come on.
He's out here trying to wake up our people, because through him, he's going to get all of his people. And through us, we're going to help him do it.
That's
right.
right.
That's right.
But the enemy puts it out there like it's about you. Just go rap your bravado. And, I could do that if I wanted to do that.
Talk, man. Talk.
That's easy. You see what H2 did? He just go bust up a cipher with the two hottest rappers in the world.
Right.
Let's talk about
that.
In the world.
Right. Come on, beloved.
Still will. And still will.
And still will. And still got it. You see it.
They better be glad you out there doing the path.
We not done with them yet.
I know.
Never.
I already know.
We ain't finished yet.
I already know, brother.
Brother
but
Sean.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Just backtracking just a little bit. I mean, just talking about Busta Rhymes and what he accomplished with that song Mastafar Muhammad.
Yes, sir.
I remember Nas in the early 2000s came out with he originally titled the song, but the enemy had him remove the title of the song, and it was just on his album. I forgot which album it was. It was just called Untitled.
That was the title of the album too.
You just kept on hearing they did not have the power to stop Louis Farrakhan.
Yes,
and it just kept on playing over and over again. And I remember a lot of young people around that time. I was in and around the music industry at that time, entertainment industry. They would just come up to me. Some of my students were asking me, like, "Who is Louis Farrakhan?" I just heard it on the Nas album. Who is Louis Farrakhan? And so just a song like that, it was untitled.
Yeah.
You see how the power of that.
Yes, sir.
The beautiful thing is I was talking, had my daughter in here, and she always liked playing with I can't even say the word because my Alexa. Because every time and she was just asking a question. And one of her questions that she asked, she was like, what is the most growing religion that there is right now currently? And Alexa said Islam. And then she started breaking down the actual how many millions of these many people and how many this and how many that. So then she asked, what is the least recruited or joint a religion? And it said Christianity. Because right now we're in the time of an awakening. And people are following something that makes sense. It adds up. It's Islam. It's mathematics. It can be added, subtracted, multiplied, and it will still come out with the same answer.
Come on now.
And one of the reasons why so many people chose Islam is because of hip hop.
That's right.
Absolutely.
So, and it's constantly growing. So I wanted to actually act, want Sister Mecca to also answer that question that Brother Tony asked in regards to
one rap song.
One rap.
One rap song.
Everything Brother Gat just said. I mean, everything I was gonna say, he literally said it. No, I'm just kidding. But no, while he was speaking, I looked up the word worth, and one of the definitions is good or important enough to justify. And so when he said that rap is worth 100 or 1,000 of his lectures, it's good enough. Rap is good enough to justify what he has said. It justifies what he says. And then it made me think about this ayah in the Quran, the 22nd surah, the 78th ayah. It says, "And strive hard for Allah with due striving. He has chosen you and has not laid upon you any hardship in religion, the faith of your father Abraham. He named you Muslims before and in this, that the messenger may be a bearer of witness to you, and you may be a bearer of witness to the people. So keep up prayer and pay the poor rate and hold fast to Allah. He is your protector, excellent the protector and excellent the helper." So I can't remember who it was that said that it was Brother Gat, who said that we basically, like, we're representing the minister in our music. And so when the Quran says that, so that the messenger may be a bearer of witness to you, which, rap justifies what the minister has said, and that we may be a witness to the people. We are a witness of being resurrected by the word that he has given us, and through the word that he has given us, we are giving it to you in a way so that it may raise you up. And so it really is uplifting hip hop, because rap hip hop has been made to seem like it's nothing. People look at it as nothing. And then you have the Muslims who, they believe that rap and music and all that's, you're not supposed to be doing that. But the minister has used it. Rap justifies what he says. Rap, is killing and it's all it is. But how does that justify what he said? What does that mean? So it just, rap is hip hop. Like Brother Hashim was saying. I mean, hip hop is a law, or hip hop goes back to Allah. When you were saying hip hop is it's the original, right? And it says in the Quran that you cannot alter Allah's creation. And so even though we as a people have went through what we went through, it started off right? So hip hop started off conscious, then we went to gangster, we did drill, we did all this. Where is that now? Now it's coming back to conscious.
That's right.
You cannot alter Allah's creation.
That's right.
And so it's coming back full circle, that 360, that circle, that cipher. So yes, we praise to Allah.
Yeah, I just want to give a shout out right quick. Sister Mary, Sister Ship she actually put a link in the chat. Let me bring that up, brother. Yeah, she put a link in the chat to the blog that I was talking about with Brother Dimitri. Yeah. Thank you, Sister Crystal, for that. And shout out to Brother Michael too. That's my brother.
Yeah, I see him, Brother Michael, in the chat.
You see Brother Michael?
Michael A. Muhammad. Another lyricist.
Praises be to Allah.
Brothers and sisters, I have another question just in relation to what we were just discussing right now. Can you share any experiences firsthand because of your artistry, you were able to impact somebody else and transform their lives as a result of your artistry? Do you have any stories that you'd like to share in regards to that?
I have. I know. Turner got it. We all do. We all do.
Come on.
And but you're not gonna slight me on that first question that we just did now. And I do have to say this. No, we have to say the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan didn't say one rap song. He said one good rap song.
Come on.
He said one good rap song. And the reason being is scientific, his answer. It's a scientific answer. And it goes back to the rhythm of the drum being a language that we had to use. It goes back to the rhythm. The Quran is poetic. Did y'all know in Arabic the Quran rhymes?
From cover to
So
that's right.
It goes back to the beginning. It's rhythmatic. And as Brother Gat said, listen, them children may not even know how to read, but they know the lyrics.
Listen, I was just about to say that. I promise you.
They can recite those rap songs that they tune into all the time.
And that's because of science. It's called repetition. It's because repetition. Now, our brains are naturally, listen, in Hollywood, I've been so many places, but one of the ways, I'm an actor too, and one of the ways we had to learn how to memorize scripts is a thing that they say, read it, write it, say it, because your brain is repetitive. I don't know why I don't use it today with hip hop. I better get back on it because I'll be messing up with my lyrics sometimes. But
oh no, you didn't say that.
It's so many. It's so many. It's so many, brother. It's so many.
Only sister. But now listen, you read something, you might not retain it as well. You write down what you read, taking notes and studying it, you retain it better. But they had us writing our scenes in scripts. And when you writing it, you imagining it. And sometimes you will mess up a line, but they would say, do not stop and say, I messed up. Keep going. You know the gist of what you're trying. You know where you're trying to go. You know what the thought is or the point that you're trying to get from A to B. Just keep going along with it. You might say something better than the script. So he says that because of repetition. And if that, the radio, they play what they want to play all day. It happened to me. It happened to me one time because of rhythm. I didn't know what I was singing, and then I heard what I was singing. I said, what did I just say? Last night I kissed a girl.
I am melting. I am melting.
Hey, the song was playing in the department store, playing on the radio back at the time, playing on social media. It was just catchy. What?
Deceptive intelligence, beloved.
And listen, and that's how they get us.
That's how
Brother Hashim, what about that other song? I bust the windows of your car.
Yes.
And they make it sound so nice.
But that's more realistic of me saying I will bust the windows out your car.
That's right.
But I'm saying, but I would not kiss no girl and like it unless it's my wife. But so to get back to what you were saying, Brother Tony, it happened today. It happens now. Y'all know the Hard Knock Life Tour documentary was in 1999. Right. But I'm in a store today and get stopped. Do you and are you that dude? I say, yeah, I'm just 50 pounds heavier, but that's me. And he said you was a lot younger too. I ain't like that. But anyway, we was in Miami. But Tony, do you remember when we bought the path to Miami?
Yes, sir.
And do you remember when GM came with me?
Remember. Yes, sir.
So we went, me and GM was staying in the same hotel. And they didn't have a good vending, but it was super expensive. It was a nice hotel, but it was super expensive. So I went to the elevator because I was going to go across the street to get something to drink because I didn't bring anything upstairs. And here go GM in the same elevator. And I'm like, you moving by yourself? He's like, listen, I'm never by myself. Trust me. And I said, okay. So we walking, and as we go into the convenience store, somebody walks in right in front of him and asks for my autograph. And I said, he said, you the dude that rap with Jay-Z and DMX, right? So this happens all the time. And so I am in the Nation of Islam because a brother who knocked on my door with the Final Call newspaper did not say Final Call newspaper. He said Farrakhan. And I said, the same Farrakhan Public Enemy talking about? He said, that's him. Right now. I'm in the Nation of Islam because of that. So I am in the nation because of a rapper that I never met. He said, and he was good. Now, this brother was good. He said, sometimes Chuck D be at the service. I said, oh, man, I'm going. I was 18 years old. I'm 18 years old. I had to sneak and go. And what I do that for? I did get kicked out the house and went through my little trials because my mom was not having no Muslim, no Christian family. But 89 is when that happened. 2023, I'm still standing. So that's
there you go.
The moment.
There you go. It was so, look, it's so funny you mentioned that, Brother Hashim, you know, again, coming up in a Muslim house, you know, when that song came out, So Damn Tough, that was the first time I ever got the opportunity to cuss in front of my mom. And I'd be like, that was a rap song, Mom. It was a rap song called So Damn
Tough Crew.
So I can bear witness because it's a contagiousness of lyrics that, again, you're dealing with the brain and how the brain interpret it and not only interpret it, but it senses how you feel in that moment. Because it could be a time where you can turn on a song and be into it. You'd be like, hey, but you might turn on that same exact song and not even be rocking and be like, next.
You know what? Let me bear witness to what you're saying. When Chuck D said a follower of Farrakhan, I didn't know Farrakhan was a person. So how I felt in that moment, the way Chuck D said it, don't tell me that you understand until you hear the man with this militancy.
Right.
I thought Farrakhan was a movement, a fad, a fashion.
Right.
So when he said Farrakhan, when the brother said Farrakhan when he knocked on my door, I said, Farrakhan, the same Farrakhan Public Enemy talking about? He said, yes. I said, but what you got to do with that? That's when I found out it was a man.
Right. There you go. There you go.
So in that moment, like you said, the feeling that I got, a follower of Farrakhan, he is a movement. But I thought I was going to be a S1W. Whatever they talking about, I thought the movement was fight the power.
Right.
It was a feeling. And it actually became, but I didn't know it was a person in 1989. I did not know.
Praise be to Allah.
We do have a question from the audience, and I think this is Brother Philip, who will be back very soon.
Brother Philip.
Brother Philip, under the code name Faisal X Tavernier here on Facebook, he asked the question, Assalamu alaikum, family. How would you, and of course, we've already addressed this, but if you could add on to this, family, Assalamu alaikum, family, how would you describe the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and the Nation of Islam's influence on hip-hop from its inception 50 years ago to today?
No, I think we already.
Y'all cut that up. Y'all done already done remix that.
Birth to hip hop.
That's right.
Yeah, we got into a discussion last week about it as well.
Wouldn't be a hip hop.
Come on.
If it wasn't the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan.
That's right.
Like with us having the 9 ministries that Brother Tony mentioned, the minister is the minister of every ministry.
That's right.
Arts and culture.
That's right.
So he gave birth to it. He carried it. He nursed it. And he sent it to school.
Right. And he showed us. He showed us too.
Everything that you seeing, including the bastard children of hip hop. All of it. You know, but even us in our ignorance is strength in it. You know. So the same way Hashim was before that brother came to his door. I mean, you know, we don't know what he was like before then, but we know that it was cultivated into what he is now.
Praises be to God.
1000%.
You feel me? It's same with me. I wasn't rapping about what I'm rapping about now.
Right.
Before the minister got me, I was on what everybody else is on.
Come on.
You know? But so I think we kind of hit that. But brother Tony had a good question about us touching people.
Yes.
Come on, beloved.
You know, like I belong to a mosque where it's a lot of young brothers coming in now
Definitely.
who have talent. You know, got a young brother, Sheikh Luck. You got another brother, Mustafa. Got a young brother out in LA who's from Milwaukee named Reggie Bonds. We it's just so many young people who coming in who have, you know, knowledge and talent, and I want to help them. You know, one thing I can say about Hashim with his boys, always, you know, I've been teasing him for years. You know, like, oh man, it's tight on you, brother. Them young golden child is on you, Tyree. You know, I'm really just messing with him, but it's a testament to his greatness. That his, you know, that his boys are following in his footsteps and they going after our people the same way that they see that their father do. I can't say the same way that they saw their father, that their father did, because he's still doing it. Like we, you know, we have no birth record. Like, I mean, right now I feel like I'm in, you know, everything goes in seasons, you know. And it was a time where I was in spring and people helped me get my artistry out there and they helped me. There's a time where I was in the summer where I was spitting all the time, traveling around the country, putting out projects all the time. But now it's like I'm in the fall, you know. And what I want to do is I want to help these young brothers put their music out. You know?
Right.
I want to show them that you can be independent and you can even supplement your income, you know, or make a living with it, you know. And you don't have to do it the way that the white man puts it out there for us to do.
That's right.
So I know in that sense, I've helped young men and sisters too. But one particular thing stands out to me. Like I opened up for a Ghostface Killer one time, right? And you know, when you come off the stage, you know, people want to take pictures with you. You sign an autograph, stuff like that. So this particular time, hold on, baby. Yeah, you can have some juice.
That's hip hop right there. Pure sport.
Freestyling.
So, you know, so when I was coming off the stage, you know, I'm taking pictures with people and people wait in line, right? And there was a brother crying, right? And I'm like, man, I wonder what's up with this dude, you know. So I got a couple fruit with me. They looking at him like he might be crazy or something. Just go ahead and get it. Y'all help her with that. So when I finally got to him, he's a Pakistani brother, right? So now I'm at a spot called The Rave. The Rave is like a club, you know, they drinking, smoking, doing everything, you know, we do in the club. But, you know, I open up in the name of Allah.
Come on.
You know, who came in the person of Master Farad Muhammad. I represent the God that the messenger represented to me. I don't represent no spook. So he tripping that I'm in the club saying I am the mosque and yeah, go ahead. That I'm in the club saying I am the mosque and I'm rapping about the lessons and,
right,
you know, and opening in the name of Allah, close out in the name of Allah. He saying Assalamu alaikum. He's really tripping, and he said, "You shame me, brother." And I was like, "Man, what you talking about, man?" He was like, "You shame me." He's a Pakistani brother, but he said, "You shame me because I spend the majority of my time pretending to be Latino."
Whoa.
Wow.
I said, what? And
Whoa.
all of the hell that the Latino community is catching.
Right, right. Why would you want to be a Latino?
This dude he'd rather be a Latino than be a Muslim in America.
Wow.
He said, man, I spend the majority of my time pretending to be Latino, and you standing up here in front. Hey, Ifa, help her out before she dropped that. And you standing up here in front of everybody professing your Islam in the club. And I said, oh man, well, don't trip off of that, brother. The only reason that you like that is because you don't know who the Mahdi is. If you knew who the Mahdi was, then you would know that the first thing he told us to do was to be ourselves.
Accept your role and be yourself.
And that particular experience, and I got plenty of them.
Yes,
with us.
Yes, sir, beloved.
With us now, with the so-called with the original people, but that particular experience right there, that really stood out to me. And I was with my brother Antoine. He was with me, and he was like, "Oh wow." So, but that really stood out to me. That particular piece right there.
Praise be to Allah.
Just a heck of a Mecca. You're on mute.
Yeah.
I'm on mute.
You're not on him. There you
go. What was the question?
How has your artistry
with your artistry influenced them changing their life? Go ahead, bro, Tony.
No, you were asking. You were getting it, brother Hashim. You go ahead.
Have you influenced, impacted, changed someone's life with your music?
I mean, I have been told like I've helped, like the music has helped some people.
My wife just said over my shoulder, she impacted me.
I mean, I've been told like not necessarily lost founds, but like Brother Guy, I used to perform in like bars and stuff like that. But I would get some type of response, but a lot of the people were like, I'm here to party. Like, I don't want to hear you talking about, the mother wheel and stuff. Like, I don't even know what you're saying. But it was a lot of white people though, so, whatever. But yeah, I would say there has been some people who have told me that like they've been in dark places and that my music has helped them to come up out of it. Or like a sister had told me that the song Reflections, which is basically reflecting on who you are, you're God. Like you've been told that, like for instance, the first verse says, look in the mirror, tell me what you see. I mean, do you really see a hoe? Society calls you bitch, but you are not a dog. It's the other way around, baby girl. You are a God. And so it's like a stereotype has been put on like the woman, and she said that she was up at like 2:00 in the morning and that she was crying listening to it because it's making her reflect on who she really is.
Right.
And so I would say yes. When not in the sense like people like coming to the mosque and stuff like that.
Praise.
Or at least I don't know about it.
I would say I bet you have.
Of course you have.
Inshallah.
Hey, once you upload that thing into the ether, you don't know where it's going.
Sure.
Right.
Come on now.
I remember being late somewhere when I first heard your CD. My wife was bumping.
Yes. Come on, get out.
Who is this? In the mosque. But we don't know where it's going or how you, because you know how when you get some real hip hop, we sleep with that thing.
That's right. That is true. That is true.
How Hashim just quoted Rapper's Delight lyrics from damn 50 years ago.
Right. Right. And it's still
when it becomes a part of you, it's a party.
Yeah.
It is.
That's right.
Hey, did Hashim, did you give him the song that we all did together?
Oh,
Ghost in that
Dude is slipping, man.
Crazy.
Look, you see.
Dude is slipping, brother.
That's crazy. Each of us is on the same song.
We
Each
got a
us,
song together, and it's a
Y'all
bang.
know.
It slap.
when I first heard Brother Hashim rapping, I didn't believe it until he showed me Jay-Z clip. I was like, "You're the final call guy. You can rap."
Nah, you
That's
sure
my
is.
husband.
Big brother. Big
Big
brother.
shout out to Brother Sean.
Huh?
That's right. I'm getting that. Thank you, Brother Sean. Salute. But Sean, big support for me. Listen, we don't know. When you start seeing 100,000 views, we don't know them people. Not all of them.
Right.
We don't
That
know.
is true.
We got
That's true.
fans. Each of us got fans in other countries.
That is true.
We don't know them people.
We
But
don't know them people.
But one thing that we do know, what our sole purpose is. And I bet you won't be able to listen to a Gat Turner album and not know that Farrakhan and the Nation of Islam he's a representative of him. You're not gonna listen to Sister Hekima, man, because she don't hide the book. She don't put it behind her back. She don't hide her Islam. She don't hide the fact of who she is. She gonna let you know I'm a follower of Farrakhan.
That's right.
And you gonna get this work today. Now, the problem is, and I tried it. The problem is, if you start, the minister said he don't want horrors in the Nation of Islam. WHORES. Whores for money, not whores. I don't want the other whores either, but whores for money. When that opportunity come, it's gonna come because we have to be tried and tested.
That's
and when
right.
you got that good, you can play a Gat Turner song right now. And when I get done talking, I'm gonna sneak it to you, Sister Kalila. Maybe we
If you don't mind. If you don't mind.
It's called The Ghost of Emmett Till. And oh my God, Sister Hekima Mecca on it. Gat Turner. Who that? Who you got? Gat? Who that right there?
It's Suge right here, man. So,
Suge.
all my babies got sugar names, right? I got a Queen Sugar, she all dainty, and I got a Sugar Mama who's all nurturing and caring. And I got this Suge Knight too. This Suge
Special shout out to Culture Freedom of Poor Righteous Teachers. He says peace.
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 Peace to the God. Hey, it's a whole part of me that's you. It's a whole part of me that's poor righteous teachers.
Come on now.
I'm serious, man. This stuff.
On that note, brother Sean, we have to start landing this plane. And last week we had the tree of the week, which we focused on the healing properties of hip hop. And on that note, we'd like to ask you the question, in light of the health benefits, how has hip hop healed you?
Ooh.
All three of you, if you could go into that. How has hip hop healed you?
Man, I would say that hip hop healed me, brother, because I was a dead man. I was dead. The process of resurrection could not have started in me without hip hop.
Right.
It was hip hop that was a breadcrumb that laid the breadcrumbs that I followed until I found the man of God. I wouldn't even be here talking to y'all right now, man. I would be either in prison for murking somebody or I would be murked.
Not murked.
And if didn't nobody kill me, I would have ate myself to death or smoked myself to death or drank myself to death. I was an addict. I was an addict, man. I was an alcoholic, a womanizer, and now I'm here with the babies. And I love it. This is my heaven. But hip hop planted the seeds that grew into the process of resurrection in me. And I found the man that I was looking for all of my life. And because I found him, I have a wife. I have a family. I'm respected in my community. I'm an expert in my field. And that's in hip hop, domestic violence, conflict resolution. I can go stand in front of white folks with PhDs. And they know down to what I'm talking about because I've got what I got from the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. And I don't care how many units or views nobody got. When I spit, everybody know that what just happened. You know what I'm saying? Young niggas, old niggas, I don't care. East Coast, West Coast, down south. When I'm in the center, it's just like how she real. And I ain't even saying that with vanity. It's just who we represent. You know what I mean?
He ain't lying.
Look, me and this man been doing this for a long time. And what I could say, one thing about him, it's always been love. You know what I'm saying? MCs, now don't get us wrong. We always looking for something to chew on, but me and this, it's always been love.
That's right.
He is an MC for God. You feel me? Yeah. But whenever we need to, though, we take the sword out. You feel me?
Hey, say that.
I like to do that
too. Hey! On site.
On site. You feel me?
I used to do that, not to cut you off. Hey, listen, when after backstage, I used to sneak into battles to help pay bills. It used to be battles that paid hundreds, thousands, and I sneak in. I used to have a suit just like this. I cut my pants off to shorts, but it'll be a suit. You seen that suit I had Rashawn before?
Yes, sir.
It'll be shorts. I have some Nike boots on, and they'll get intimidated. I hear, oh, that's that dude from backstage. Hey, man, I get on that stage.
Up in Milwaukee crushing people. I'll be like, man, you know that dude down hosting the open mic? I'll be like, oh, H2? Yeah, I know him. Down there.
Man, I would go into these battles, and I say, how much is it? I would memorize everything in the room. I look at their socks, their shoes, their belts. I put it in the song, and I would get all the way to the finals and get nervous sometimes. And then I remember what happened in backstage, and then I just start talking about it. Hey, man, hey, I ain't gonna say that. Listen, I had it already memorized. Listen, if they had on Nikes, I had something ready for them. I take the N off your Nikes, beat you like Ike. If it was a lady, I take the N off your Nikes, beat you like Ike. I hate domestic violence, but a dyke I'll fight. The crowd will go crazy. If I had on Jordans, I take the J off your Jordan, jump your whole team, get all of your material like threads and seams. I just be going and going, and I don't care what you got on. And they'd be like, hey, this dude is incredible. And I leave. And one time somebody beat me at my own game because I used to wear the same. And I got to stop. That's why I stopped wearing the same jackets because I used to have a jacket that I wear. He said, with that old beat down bomber, start.
That's what you do.
That's what you wear it every week. That's why you weak. I'm saying, man, this dude going in. But anyway, I don't know what we're talking about, but we can't pull that sword out. And I heard Sister Heck of a Mecca, they had this app. What was that app you used to sing on? That we used to collab. It was an app called Collab. Each and every one of us will get on an industry beat and beat the artist that put that song out and do it better than them. Sister Heck of a Mecca will be singing some of these songs better than Janae Aiko, and it's her song. So if we want to go there, and that's why I said the
that wrong one.
What'd you say?
You did that, remember though, you was on my mixtape. You did that. You know,
Drake.
Had, I'm on one, but I said we the wrong ones.
Man, hey Drake, they can't see us. None of them can see us. That's what got Turner Tucker, y'all. We got a sword too. We rap for God. No, but we could do that if we wanted, and you can't see us.
Right.
Bringing this to a close, family. We heard from Brother Gat, Sean, about how hip hop has healed you. Sister Mecca, if you could expound a bit on how hip hop has healed you, and then if we could hear from Brother Action.
I would say it's given me a voice I didn't know that I had, and it's allowed me like to be myself. So it's we say accept your own and be yourself, but what does that look like?
Mm.
Being yourself is walking in your purpose, is walking in who Allah created you to be. And hip hop is the avenue from which I am able to work my own salvation. So it has healed me by being my voice to where I can get my thoughts out. Because when I just talk, I have a tendency to like forget what I'm saying. It's like I'll be in the middle of a conversation and it just like the words are just disperse. Like I know what I want to say, but it's like the words just leave. But when I'm writing, when I'm rapping, it's like it's not the same. It's not the same at all. And I'm able to convey a message because it comes from Allah. Like Brother Gas say, whenever he performs, he prays in the name of Allah. I do that when I write. And I pray that Allah uses me as an instrument and as a tool to convey a message. And I'd be like, Allah, give me them bars that make somebody go, who is that? Like, what did she just say? What? We have that communication, but in a way to where the people will listen. Because like Brother Hashim in the path, when you fishing, you got to be attractive, which is what the A is for, right?
Yeah.
So you have to be attractive to who it is that you are trying to reach. If you talking to somebody in the street, you can't talk to them about, the mother wheel. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to meet them where they're at, and you have to gauge them where they're at. And to somebody who is in the nation, it may seem as if though that person is not being 100% right. But it's like, in order to get the people out the mud, you don't go down to their level, but you might get a little dirty.
Right.
So hip hop has definitely helped me to, it's given me confidence and to just be myself.
Praise be to Allah.
Brother Hashim, what say you?
I don't know. It's still in me. When you freestyling, Brother Tony, and the last bar that the last rapper said prior to you, you got to pick that up and then keep it going. And Sister Mecca just said something, and it took me back to the table of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. Y'all remember the stories. I don't know if y'all knew this, but he has had many occasions where he has counseled rappers. He has reconciled differences between rappers by Allah's permission. I've been at the table with various artists, sitting at the table with the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan when Ice Cube and Common had a beef, and the minister helped them solve that problem. Hip hop, if we're going to stay in the same vein that we started this show off with on the 7th Region Coalition.
You heard it.
We started off by talking about hip hop is old as the sun, moon, and the stars. It's from the beginning. And when I got married, I'm gonna be honest. When I got married, it was a beautiful moment, but it was stressful too. And my wife asked me, my wife asked me, why you don't write anymore? Why you don't do music anymore? And I'm like, have I forgotten that has always been my release, to write it down? I don't care what problem I'm going through, I don't care what. When I put that pen to that pad, it's healed. In fact, you're right, Sister Heck of Mecca. You remember when we performed at the National Training Seminar last year when you shut it down?
Shut it down. I was there. I was in the.
I was there.
Shut it down. And by the way, she's also one of the headlining artists at the National Training Conference this year. She gonna shut it down again. You see her?
There it is.
Brother Tony. Look at brother. Y'all quick with it. Y'all see her?
Don't play. This is what we do.
Y'all see her in the upper left. Hey, this sister, listen, she shut it down. But when you write, I don't care if it's a problem. You don't have to be an artist. Get that out of your head and on that piece of paper and watch that become manifested. So how has it healed me? I can always get it out with a pen, pad, and paper. I may not be getting along with you, brother. I may be mad at this, brother. But when I put it to the pen and the pad, like Sister Heck of Mecca said, I put Bismillah at the top of my paper. And a lot of Allah take over the pen. And just like each and every one of us, because y'all bear witness, have you ever prayed for something before you can say, I mean, the answers start coming to you before you get off the rug? It
That-
is the same way. By the time I get to that third verse or the end of that verse, Allah done said, if all the oceans were ink and all the
That's
people,
right. That's
trees
right.
were
That's
pen,
right. That's
we cannot
right.
exhaust the words
Yes,
of Allah.
sir.
Answers come and solutions come. And that's how it has healed me. And I pray that my music heals others.
Praises be to Allah. And without further ado, we're going to go to the tree of the week. And the tree of the week today is the importance of hip hop music. Now, we normally do our tree.
It ain't nothing like hip hop music.
Hey, so the importance of hip hop music. Hip hop music embraced these artistic elements, most definitely, but it also has a blend and a transcending of it to become a meaning and seeing celebrating, experiencing, understanding, confronting, right, of life in this world. Hip hop, in other words, is a way of life. It's a culture. For decades, hip hop has spoken truth to power and challenged the status quo. Protesting and resilience has been a common element of the music, evoking the fight of racism, equality, communication, anger at the social, what am I saying it right? Socioeconomic. Yes, socioeconomic condition that shape the lives of many Black people. It has redefined ways of social interaction and traditional culture norms. Even though most hip hop artists are famous for their anti-behavior and bad antisocial behavior. Thank you, Brother Tony. And bad habits like drugs and so forth. It remains a tool to enhance social awareness and public expression. And that is our tree of the week. Praises be to Allah.
I sent that song, Sister Kalila. I sent that song, by the way.
Oh, listen, I already got it locked and loaded.
Commercial, special shout out to Brother Vaughn, aka DJ Rockwell.
DJ Rockwell in the
building. Bill had to pull up.
DJ.
Why are we always late to hip hop events, brother?
Right, the DJ late. The DJ's never late.
Party don't start
here, Brother Vaughn. Nothing about the Cash App. Ain't nobody said nothing about.
Oh, we listen. We did our little promotions yet.
Let's promote it. If you would like to support our program, and I don't know what reason you have not to support the program. We've been coming up with various programs, many programs for the past, 3 years now, Sister Kalila?
Yes.
3 years.
3 years.
If you'd like to support the 7th Region Coalition in the quality programming that we are giving to you, aimed at saving lives.
That's right.
Beloved, please make your charitable donation to this Cash App, 7th Region Coalition. And we thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Even if it's $1, $2, $5, $10.
If it's $10,000,
we ain't gonna send it back. We're gonna say thank you, and we're gonna make some great things out of those $10,000.
Praises be to Allah. We're gonna make it rain on saving lives.
Thank you for whatever you're able to donate, because this platform that we're using right now is not free.
Hey, let's talk about it.
We paid the rent last week.
Yes. Ooh, Lord. Have mercy. And also, please never, ever forget our upcoming international training conference. Security, awareness, focus, empowerment, training, and your survival. Grandmaster Abdul Aziz Anthony Muhammad is going to be in the building. And guess what he said that we said that he said that the minister is going to also be there. So you better be there.
Praise
I'm going to be there. Mecca going to be there. Sister Michelle going to be there. Brother Hashim, the dream is going to be there. Brother Sean, you're going to be there. You're going to be there. Everybody going to be there. You need to be there. I'm telling you, it's going down.
Kalila a mic at the concert, Sister Mecca.
Exactly. And look, and I'm finna bust their bubble. Listen, Brother Tony, I'm finna bust their bubble. Because guess what?
Two more days.
Two more days to register
days.
online.
Not
if
one,
not, you're gonna
but
be,
two.
you
Not one,
show
but
up.
two. That's right.
You're going to be in a long line. And then you're going to be asking yourself, well, why didn't I register online?
And don't be a hater. Because we told you that the deadline was the 22nd. Now, don't go on the 25th. That's, by the way, on my baby's birthday. But don't go on the 25th talking about, We said the deadline is 22nd.
Always one, Sister Kalila.
I know. No, it's always several.
Make a way
A
to make it happen.
Welcome to Chicago.
Hey, that's one of my favorites. That's one of my favorites. And also, again, listen, a party ain't a party if you don't come through with. Hey,
what you know about that?
Hey, you already know I'm hip hop. So we have our dear sister Heka Mecca. We have all these beautiful performances that's going to be performing. You know, I'm biased because I actually saw Heka Mecca, in person and performed, and she is the bomb. I'm just saying.
Talking about old school hip hop, y'all know about Strafe?
Yes, he's going to also be performing as well. Set it off on the left, y'all. Set it off on the right, y'all. Set it off. We start to play. Okay. But anyway, hey, so listen, I am so excited, but we're going to end with this. This is the song that, listen, StreamYard, don't make me look bad. Don't make me look bad.
YouTube, don't bring it down and confuse it with some other song.
No, look, we have the artists here. We got their permission.
We have the artist
StreamYard, Facebook, YouTube, the artist is here. They have gave us permission to utilize their song.
Right.
So don't go there because we will go there. Hey, the copyrights are here. And we're going to start it off. Let's do it. Let's see. Let me see what we got. Come on. Y'all get it?
And their so-called belief in God as an excuse not to stand up and confront their enemy is my people. Negroes are the only people I know that
Ghost. I ain't dead. It's a pleasure to give my life just to live forever. He who weaponizes the blood of martyrs said, get your children ready for the slaughter. Blame the patriarchy, thank your fathers. But every racist devil had a racist mama when strange fruit meets forbidden fruit. Your hands up today, don't shoot. So say my name. Really can't afford this price of fame. Who knew the guy had a boomerang and he called it karma? She ain't never shied away from no drama. From 1555 to 1955, we watched it intensify. Some still believe the lies, cause niggas too scared to believe they eyes. My fear died in the Tallahatchie. Rose from the dead, can't catch me. Patriots say now to get back. Gave birth to the hit back. Graduated to the click clack. Black Panthers and the black Muslims, yeah, devil this, that. Paid back as a Karen with a pimp slap. You don't wanna miss that. Got the weight of the world on my back, devil lift that.
It is a will, it's a way, it's a way, it's a way. We finna get it either way. We don't forgive when we finish praying. Yeah. We taking names, taking over, we taking everything. Ain't no waiting, we enforcing the change.
This is a message to the right folks. Black, brown, red, yellow, white folks. No mercy, yelling out please. Can you smell the fried blood in the breeze? Comatose, but I still feel pain. Shotgun, hole in my brain, whole lot of hatred, whole lot of rage over my dead body. These things gon' change. Y'all don't wanna teach history in school, cause our open enemy look just like you in the integrated classroom. How that look? But white folks killing blacks in the history books. Killing us then, kicking, choking the steel. Now insert the ghost of Emmett Till. For real? These devils are the same way today. Caught red-handed, but still get away. Really?
It is a will, there's a way, there's a way, there's a way. We finna get it either way. We don't forgive when we finish praying. Yeah. We taking names, taking over, we taking everything. Ain't no waiting, we enforcing the change.
Just say back in the day.
It is a will, there's a way, there's a way, there's a way. We finna get it either way. We don't forgive when we finish praying. Yeah. We taking names, taking over, we taking everything. Ain't no waiting, we enforcing the change.
Just say back in the day.
It is a will, there's a way, there's a way, there's a way.
Hey.
We finna get it either way. We don't forgive when we finish praying. Yeah. We taking names, taking over, we taking everything. Ain't no waiting,
We enforcing the change, yeah.
Ghost. Yeah.
Woo!
Hey, Juice.
That was
Mecca with Mecca. Yeah.
love it.
Hey, y'all, Ariana Nicole. Shout out to Ariana Nicole.
Yes,
That's a
all
shout
day
out.
long, our girl from the Phoenix.
The
See
poet.
all of you in a week and a half there at the Grassroots Hip Hop Festival.
Yes.
Make it happen, inshallah.
Shout out to
Inshallah.
Right there.
Shout out
Yes.
to the Honda. Donique.
That's right.
Donique.
Let's
Go.
go.
Nilam. Shout out. Shout out.
Let's go. Let's go. All right, Brother Tony, let's close us out.
I thought that was the closeout.
That was the closeout?
Tune
All
in,
right.
tune in next week. Same bat station, same bat time.
We're going to be going live, but it's going to be kind of
We-
like a different flavor.
It
So we're
might
gonna,
be a different day, Sister Kalila.
yeah, it might be a different
Different
day, but we're
time.
going to be going in
Okay.
and out, because we're going to be live at the International Training Conference.
Right.
So we're going to be going, we're going to be,
We-
interviewing people. We're going to be like, hey, we're going to be bobbing and weaving. This will actually be our first time actually doing a live show in a different location,
Right.
which will also be cool. So
Tune in for that, family. Special shout out to Student Minister William in Milwaukee.
Yes.
Wisconsin.
My minister right there.
Milwaukee,
Yeah.
like my second or third home, but Brother
Praise
Gat.
be to Allah.
I love all of you, family.
all right. Well, tune in next week again. We'll be live at the International Training Conference.
And as Brother Lyle puts it, we're not a clique, we're not a crew, but we are